Welcome back. You're still tuned into Editors Roundtable, the Diwali special. One of the big cues coming up is the general elections next year. So how exactly have markets historically performed ahead of such a big event? Just a couple of statistics from an Anand Rathi report. So India is likely to go to vote between April and May of 2024. Now, what exactly has been the change in terms of the equity markets 6 months prior to the polls? If you look at it, there have been double-digit returns all the way since 1999 to 2019. So, for example, in 1999, it was 30%, 2004, 19.5%, 2004 and 2014 and 2019, it was around 13%. Now, what exactly have the returns been for the equity markets? 12 months, which is during the election year, 6 months prior and 6 months post the general elections. We have, in fact, got a minimum of 10% returns in the past itself. 2019 was the minimum at around 11% if you track 20-year data. But we had, for example, 50% returns in 1999, 16% returns in 2004, 2009 was around 55% returns. So it has been handsome in terms of returns, and there's a likelihood that based on historical data, we could see some amount of an equity market rally ahead of the elections as well. Now, separately, how exactly have the markets done during the festive season, which is basically Diwali as well as Christmas, which is generally the Santa Claus rally? It comes during Q3 of the fiscal or the last 3 months of the year. Now, the average Nifty return, surprisingly, since the Nifty inception, which is in 1996, the March quarter was 0.4%, June quarter was around 3.9%, the December quarter was 5.7%. It beat returns in all 4 quarters. Quarterly performance for the last 10 years, similar gains in the December quarter for the festive season, 4.9% in the past 10 years as compared to, say, the June quarter at 4.5%, September quarter at around 3.8%. So all this tells you that maybe it is the festive cheer historically which will play out for the election, for the markets, and the elections might just be an opportunity for the equity markets.
Ramdev Agarwal, Chairman of Motilal Oswal Financial Services, and we spoke with him recently, and his point is, and he stuck his neck out in that sense. He said that the market will take off after state election results. And I actually specifically asked him, does it depend on a particular outcome? His answer was, not really. So just want to play that out, and then we'll discuss this with Sunil and Madhu.
I think the rally could start immediately after 7th December election.
Because depending on the outcome or irrespective? Or
irrespective.
Irrespective.
I mean, if it is very bad outcome, then market may correct a little bit and then the rally will start.
You think we will have a rally into general elections?
Yes. Because this is what happened in October 2014.
Okay.
I mean, the moment in Goa, Mr. Modi was nominated as the Prime Minister candidate, I think the market actually rallied before the election. After that,
it started in October 2014 to 13.
13, yeah. October 13 to 14.
Yeah.
So that is the kind of a timeline we have this time.
Okay.
I don't know what the market does, but my sense is that depending on the result and the mood, we could rally.
Okay, all right. So that's basically the data that we've presented. Maybe there is optimism. Madhu, what do you think? Would you be a buyer going into next year ahead of the general election?
If you are talking of market in general?
Yeah, in terms of the equity markets, do you think that there could be some amount of returns that we could see, ahead of the general elections? Or do you think that there's maybe some uncertainty, you want to have higher cash positions?
I wouldn't say that, I would make my mind keeping general elections only in mind. I would say that, no one knows the outcome. See, we are in the business of always looking at risk reward, and we are in the business of looking at companies, right? If companies present opportunity, I wouldn't excessively worry about it from now. Right? It's still 6-7 months away. Who knows what will happen in the next 6-7 months, Companies' fortunes have changed in the last 6-7 months. So I wouldn't unduly worry about it right now. And what if, let me reverse the question and ask. If Modi ji comes back with 280, 290 seats, will I get an opportunity?
Sunil, what about you, Sunil?
No, so I think we are getting into a very interesting next 6 months. And, election is one aspect of it. So actually, if you see, foreign investors have been selling last 3 months. It's a function of US yields, US dollar strengthening, and generally emerging market as an asset class just becoming useless. Last 10-year returns have been zero. So a lot of money has been moving out of emerging markets. But another class is coming up, which is emerging market ex-China, where you have started to see huge flows. So I think that class is going to strengthen, and India will be a big beneficiary of it. November to February, March anyway is a very busy season where reallocations happen, and we are already in discussions. I think we are getting a sense that money is going to come into India. Now, you have, like, on one hand, foreign investors selling and the domestic buying. What if both start to buy? So that is one thing. The other thing is, we mentioned about US interest rates and all. I think the probability of rates coming down are now more than going up, and that will also play off in the next 3, 4, 5 months. Third is the only reason which a lot of large investors are not investing in India is, one, they feel the valuations are very high, and second, they are waiting for the elections. I don't think anyone is waiting to sell on the election result. At the margin, people are just waiting to buy on the election results. And I think the probability of what the market wants is significantly higher than the other ways. So I think that we are in a phase where there are a lot of events which are more positive. And then you'll have the December quarter numbers, which are going to be significantly better, because we don't have to forget the fact that this time the festive season and the wedding season had got shifted by a month. So the companies which did not do well in September, they will all rock in the December quarter. So, and those results will also play off. And then you'll have vote on account. Obviously, there will be some expectations. It will be a mini budget. A lot of positive events lined up. And I think election would be just one of them.
People are waiting to not sell, but waiting to कि थोड़ा अच्छा price मिल सकता है कि नहीं मिल सकता. Well, waiting to buy, basically, as you said, right?
Yeah, the valuations, whether it is 16.5p or 17.5p or 15.5p, for a 3-year investor,
doesn't
5% up and down, I don't know how does it matter. And even when the price falls, you're not able to buy.
Correct.
So recently we had a correction, but you were hardly able to buy anything. So if you want to put sizable money to work, you have to buy when the stock is available. Right?
Prashant, there's one important point here that the whole India story now is known, right? We are not discovering India story. It's known to the lowest denominator person also.
Absolutely.
The world also, everyone knows we could grow, best economy, decade belongs to India, 6-7% growth rate, huge FDI, problem in Western market. These are all known facts and much publicized, right? And a lot of people have not yet got into the story with full heart, right? It's easy to talk, but still there is so much amount of money, which is domestic money also, which is away from equity. So I'm saying, if that money has to really reconcile with this broader India story, the only hope is fall in the market and we get an opportunity to buy, which is why you saw any correction which comes is very short-lived, and it is met with huge buying from the domestic investors.
Okay, all right. Let's do one thing. Let's slip into a short break. We'll come back and we'll talk about select themes as well in terms of big turnaround stories. You don't want to miss this. See you on the other side.